Welcome. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like your ability to just sit and focus has been shattered into a million little pieces? Well, you're not alone. And today, we're going to figure out why that is, and more importantly, we're going to lay out a clear plan for how to put those pieces back together. So, let's get into it. And I want to start right here with this idea. This quote just nails it. If you feel distracted all the time, it is not a personal failure. It's not because you're lazy, it's because your brain has literally been retrained to run away from quiet moments. The question is, how did that retraining happen? Right, so the very first thing we have to do is stop blaming ourselves. We've got to stop treating our wandering attention as some kind of character flaw. The truth is, the world we live in now, it was designed to create this exact result. This isn't an accident. And you know the feeling I'm talking about, right? It's that constant, low-grade hum of anxiety, that little itch that you can't quite scratch, a constant pull towards the next notification, the next refresh, the next quick search. That feeling, it's just a symptom. It's not the actual disease. So here's the best way to think about it. Your attention is like a muscle. It hasn't disappeared. It's just gotten weak. It's atrophied from years of not really being used for long stretches. And you know, the great thing about a muscle is that it can always be strengthened again. This isn't a problem of shame anymore. It's a problem of training. But before you can start training that muscle, you have to understand what you're up against. And make no mistake, it is a battle. It's a neurological battle for your focus. And it's happening inside your own head, often completely beneath your notice. And this right here is a perfect picture of that war. On one side, you've got your prefrontal cortex. That's the CEO, the part that does deep, long-term thinking. On the other side is the basal ganglia. Think of it as the autopilot, the part that just craves a quick and easy reward. Our world has been feeding that basal ganglia 24/7, while our prefrontal cortex, well, it's been starved. So what's the weapon being used in this war? It's this. It's called variable ratio reinforcement. It's a psychological principle that makes slot machines in Vegas so addictive. And it's the exact same principle that powers your social media feed. You scroll and scroll. You don't get a reward every time, but you might get one on the next scroll. And that's what hooks you. Okay, so we get the problem. We understand the forces at play. Enough of the bad news. Let's talk about the solution. Here is a practical, step-by-step protocol for rebuilding your mind and reclaiming your presence. Now, before we get to the steps, you have to accept this one crucial rule. Willpower is not enough. You cannot win this fight by just trying harder. It's like trying to hold your breath indefinitely. You're fighting a perfectly engineered system with a resource that runs out. The only way to win is to change the battlefield itself. You have to change your environment. So here's the game plan. It's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. First, like we said, you change your environment to make distraction harder. Second, you start something called a digital declutter. And third, and this one's really important, you prepare for something called the extinction burst. Now, this digital declutter, don't worry, it's not forever. It's a 30-day reset. It's a period where you take a break from all the non-essential tech in your life. The whole point is to give your brain a chance to break that compulsive loop that we've all been stuck in for years. And during those 30 days, you're not just sitting around. You're actively replacing the shallow noise with deep work. And you don't have to start big, just 25 minutes. Find a hard task, put your phone in another room, and just work. Now, the itch to check something is gonna come, trust me. Your job is just to notice it and keep going. That's the workout. That's where the muscle gets stronger. Okay, now for step 3. This is where most people quit, and it's because they misinterpret what's happening to them. See, when you start to starve that reward-seeking part of your brain, it doesn't just give up quietly. No, it throws a tantrum. And that tantrum has a name, the extinction burst. And that is exactly what it feels like. For the first few days, maybe even the first week of cutting off the constant scrolling, the urge to go back will feel stronger than ever. Your brain will literally scream for its usual fix. But here is the secret. That's not a sign that you're failing. That's a sign that you are winning. It's the sound of that old bad habit dying. All right, finally, there's one last crucial skill we need to add to our training regimen. It's going to sound a little weird, but you have to learn how to be bored again. You have to actively practice just being still without an immediate escape into a screen. These little moments, these are your new gym. waiting in line at the coffee shop, riding in an elevator, sitting in a waiting room. Every time you're in one of these spots, just fight that twitch, that reflex to pull out your phone. Just stand there. Look around. Every single minute you do this is another rep for your attention muscle. So let's zoom out for a second because I want to be really clear about why we're talking about all this. This is not about life hacks or productivity tricks. This goes so much deeper. The quality of your attention literally determines the quality of your life. I mean, think about it. If your attention is constantly broken and scattered, then your experience of life is broken and scattered. Your conversations are fragmented. Your relationships are fragmented. Your ability to just enjoy a quiet moment is fragmented. At the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. Everything you will ever experience, every joy, every insight, every connection, it all comes to you through the filter of your attention. So getting it back isn't just about getting more done. It's the work of learning how to fully live again. So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When you do this work, when you rebuild your focus, what is the first, most important part of your life that you're going to give your full, undivided presence back to?